Good morning. Happy Monday. It is time for just a word from the Word. Our passage this morning comes from the book of Psalms, Psalm 118, verse 24. And this morning I'm reading from the King James. And here's what it says. This is the day which the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Yes, on this Monday. This Monday, immediately following daylight savings time change. It is a day to rejoice. I get tickled sometimes when I think about this particular verse because it says we will rejoice and be glad in it. See, my brain says there's a little bit of humor going on here in the midst of the seriousness of rejoicing in the Lord. Because you know what I have found, and I'm sure you have too, that there are times that we have to say, we will do this, whether we like it or not. We will make sure that we take care of whatever, whether we like it or not. And so, in some sense, we can read Psalm 118:24 with this is the day that the Lord has made, so we will rejoice in it. Whether we recognize that it's truly the day that the Lord has made or not, we have to sometimes, in our human flesh, will ourselves to do what is right. And so this morning's just a word from the Word is simple. It's simple this morning. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it this morning, but Mondays are not always easy. Mondays right after daylight saving time is not always easy. But this really is the day that the Lord has made. God orchestrated this day. He purposed that you and I would live today, that we would wake up, that we would take another breath, that we would have strength in our bodies, that we would have the ability to get cleaned up, do our hair, freshen up, whatever. God has given us the strength for another day. Even if we're tired, even if we're weary, God has given us another day. It is the day that the Lord has truly made. And so the psalmist says, we will rejoice and be glad in it. Sometimes we wake up, and I'm a morning person, so I usually wake up fairly happy. Others don't. And even on those days when I don't wake up happy, I'm reminded, as the psalmist would tell us, that because God has made this day, that should be enough to give me motivation to rejoice and to be glad. Not because circumstances are wonderful, because they're not always, but to rejoice and be glad because God is the one that has orchestrated the day, and we can trust Him. Y'all, it always comes back down to trust, doesn't it? Our foundation for rejoicing, our foundation for joy, should be our trust in the Lord. So, this is the day that the Lord has made. You can trust whatever comes your way has passed through His hands. He already knows. He's not going to be surprised by anything that happens today. He's already got it. So because we can trust Him, let's rejoice. Let's be glad because God has seen fit to give us another day, a brand new day where His mercies are new every morning. And we can say with the prophet, great is thy faithfulness. Amen. This has been just a word from the Word. God bless you. Have a beautiful day. And Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow morning.